All right, lovely. Okay. Yeah, welcome guys to the show. Market's moving in an interesting way. We get market open in 30 minutes, so it'll be nice to just see how things are moving before then. But yeah. Okay. Excuse me. Let's start with our routine every live. Very important to get a bias for our scalps tonight this or this morning, depending on where you're from. So first things first, fear and greed index. We are at 27, quite the increase. So as you guys know, the market did pump a little bit. We revisited, I think, 107, 108. So pretty nice, but we got rejected. Hence, not the lack of total confidence in the market, right? Let's look at our liquidation map. I like this one. So we do have more shorts right now on the 1 day, but we do have more longs on the 7 day. So what I'm seeing here, right, almost a 1-to-1 ratio, right? About 2 billion shorts, about 1.65 billion longs. But you can see we do have a cluster of liquidity on both sides, but we're closer to the longs, closer in terms of price. So right, if I'm a market maker, my incentive then is to just kill these guys clustered all up to like 102, then maybe revisit higher. But based on the 7 day, I kind of want to kill up to 98 minimum. I mean, just look at the cluster of liquidations here. Of course, 30 day, a lot more, but we're not really looking at that right now because, well, we're scalping, maybe doing like a semi-scalp swing hybrid thing. But this 30 day is relevant for one of my signals, one of my earlier signals. So yeah, let's see what's up in chat. Hey, Hugh Hector. Good morning. I'm good. It is currently 10 p.m. in the evening where I'm at, so it's actually a good evening for me. But yeah, and I do have my trusty water. Can't ever leave that. I've realized that talking for 2 hours really does dry your mouth. But anyways, RSI heat map for the entire crypto space is sitting dead set at neutral, 49.51. Doesn't really tell us anything actually. Stuff like BTC, Ethereum maybe is a little bit up. Hyperliquid, we do have outliers such as Zerubro, Wilfi, Alk, Arrow, OG. So we do have some outliers, right? Would be interesting to see. What is this? 1 million Bob? That's kind of scary. But yeah, it would be interesting to maybe look at these. I think PaxG might be an interest. Oh, okay, we got a refresh. So PaxG might be an interesting look. Alch might be an interesting look. Zerbro might be an interesting look as well, since we do have outliers and the rest of the market is literally just dancing along in neutral. So yeah, that covers our fundamental analysis. Yes, thank you so much for the good evening. All right, so let's pull up our charts. Now, as we usually start, we'll go with Bitcoin first. Our good old Bitcoin, although for some reason Solana generated. Oh, welcome Fly, welcome to the show. I'm Langestrom. It's a pleasure to meet all of you again. I think I've only ever seen Recton Healing and Jay Brignac before, so thank you guys for dropping by my show. I really do appreciate it. And if you have any feedback on how I can improve, just let me know. I'm really open to feedback, and I'd love it actually. So yeah. All right. So BTC on the 5 minute, bearish cross on the reactors. We have that quantum reactor, dynamic reactor. So it's looking pretty bearish, but we do have this falling wedge. Now, typically, these things break to the top side, right? And on your 1 hour, you are nearing oversold. You are getting some bottoming bars. So maybe, fingers crossed, we may be able to scalp long BTC later. But as it stands right now, it's kind of difficult to say. We do have like these wicks, right? Strong wicks that maybe you want to long that. I'm not convinced because You're not oversold yet. You're not even at the lowest extremity possible for the MVP ribbon. So we can explore BTC again in a while. And let's look at Ethereum. Of course, I have it in 4 hours 1 week. Uh, um, it's these behind the scenes things that you can tell that even though I'm the designated scalper for Chart Prime, I prefer swings. But that's besides the point. Yeah, I mean, I get the scalp live right in front of you guys. You guys keep me accountable. Uh, so far, I think out of all the trades I've scalped, I think I've only lost one, and that was, yeah, that was, what was it? Vine. So I've only lost one scalp and one swing so far. The one swing that I lost was EPT. So hopefully we can keep that as the only losses so far, because so far in sort of Chart Prime journey, I have like a 77% win ratio. I want to get that higher, for you guys, of course. But looking at Ethereum, we did get that symmetrical triangle. We are getting projections of a smart target to 3515, a measured move to 3419. Although we're nearing oversold on the 5 minutes, we're also nearing the lower extremity. We did get a weaker bottoming bar, so it does say we could go down further. But based on the price action here, actually these kind of look really close to each other. Excuse me. Just had dinner. But yeah, they look pretty close to each other. So what I'm looking for, perhaps we can probably short Ethereum later. I'd set an alert maybe over here at 3451, over here at the 618. Maybe it pumps all the way back to the order block, so let's just put an alert there as well. Hey Daga DT, welcome to the show. It's nice to see an old friend. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay, so let's see what it does, what Ethereum does, I mean, because we do have that negative or the money outflow right there. We are pointed down on the 1 hour. We got some momentum as well on the MVP ribbon. It is bullish technically on the 1 hour, but obviously we can fail on the when we test the dynamic reactor. Something worth looking into. I'm not going to chase any moves right now because obviously you guys just got in the show. It would be very rude to just go like, oh, pull up your phones and enter this trade right now. And also because, it doesn't look that good at the moment. We want to get optimal trades. So same thing with Solana, it seems. Losing bearish trend strength here. We are pushing down, right? But so far they're starting to bottom out on sort of the 5 minutes, 1 hour. So fortunately, we either may have to wait for market open or we're looking for a swing, right? Then again, this is called the live scalping session and not the live swinging session, so we'll see if we can get a scalp. So let's review the trade that's currently ongoing on my on my chat, which is Trump. It's looking pretty good, right? This was a break of structure on the 30 minutes, so I marked that, and it looks like we closed it. So let's look at that. Kind of self-promoting here. Sorry, I was using this opportunity to monitor. Yep, so we got that break of structure. Got plenty of space to move. Bearish volume, bearish trend strength. 4 hours looking good. Bottoming bar, but it's kind of weak on the 4 hour. So really, the next hurdle is getting past the 618 on the 4 hour, then breaking past the POC, getting to 8 SL to break even. And yeah, on the 30 minutes, that translates to getting past the dynamic reactor. So far, looking pretty good. One coin I wanted to look at was Juke, but it kind of did the opposite of what I was expecting it to, because I saw this push to the upside. I was thinking maybe we can get an FVG, but it doesn't look like it. So based on our fundamental analysis, right, the coin that we can look at is probably USDT.P. Let's have a look, because we did see that it was sort of in the overbought territory, right? Okay, so maybe not ideal to put it like this. So let's change the time frames. Hey TechWatch, welcome to the show. Um, Thank you for asking questions as always. Love to help, of course. So, okay, let's see here. ALCHUSDT.P. Okay, so it looks like Alch could probably do another leg up if I'm being serious, and sort of my sort of what I'm seeing right now is that even if it's overbought technically on your crypto RSI heat map, you do have this big FVG down here. You are sort of on your way down, right? Do I think that it like flash wicks here? Possibly, right? It could. I mean, bullish reactors, bearish reactors here on the lower time frame. We also want to sort of head down. So maybe later in the show we can see if this essentially goes into oversold territory, and we can probably scalp long this thing. Not an endorsement yet, but just in case, I'm gonna put a little long projection with the stop loss here at equilibrium on the 1 hour. And we have previous data for how okay, that's not great data. Okay, previous data. So looks like this was where we fell off last time. So I want to just put a horizontal line. Oh, I want it like a full line. Yeah, it looks like we fell off there, and then this is sort of a pain zone because people were stuck in a range, and now they're at this point they're just waiting to come back to this level, right? And then I'm gonna put another thing here. Yeah, so typically this technique that I'm using isn't something I normally do, but it's great when you have something as abnormal as this and you're looking for potential areas to take profit at, right? You basically look at history, see where the pain zones are, and I learned pain zones from a Wall Street trader by the name of Sosa. I can't obviously I won't say his surname. So essentially what he said about pain zones, right? It's basically areas in which there was a range that really just touched the upper bound, lower bound, upper bound, lower bound, and then it did a move in a certain way. So this is a pain zone because price dropped, right? Price dropped. And now if you are a spot buyer and price is over here and you don't have any more capital, you're basically just waiting for price to come back. And so what happens in a pain zone is that you either get rejected. It's basically like an order block. You either get rejected or you break through it. So if we are entering here, again, not an official endorsement just yet, just an idea. If we are entering here on the FVG, we can probably project our scalp to the pain zone. Will this play out? We're not sure. Let's wait for a market open if we can maybe get a flash crash or something just to show us that your candle structure wants to go down to the FVG. Maybe you can even lower the stop loss a little more. But yeah, that's a perfect 1 to 2. Let me look at chat and see what's up. Okay, it's still just Daga DT salute. So, but yeah. Okay, so while we're waiting for the market to show us its hand, I'd just like to get to know how your days are going. So, how are you, J Brignac, T Sugar, Q Hector, Daga DT? Actually, Daga DT, do you sleep? Genuine question, because I feel like you're almost online 24/7. I'm kind of worried. Me this morning. Oh, no, you need to get sleep. Morning from Mississippi. Ah, man, I would love to go to Mississippi. For context, I've only ever been to LA, because I've got family there. So like the Burbank area. That's pretty much it. I mean, I have been to New Jersey, but I don't remember because I was so young. And it still strikes me as odd that we went to New Jersey, but didn't take the trip to New York. They're like right next to each other. And now New York's in shambles. Although who knows, maybe its new mayor is gonna fix it a little bit, but I don't expect the subway to get any better. I do sleep 5 to 6 hours. I'm in UTC +2. Ah, I see. Okay, so UTC +2. Shoot, I don't know any countries UTC +2. But if it's UTC +2, I assume it's east of London. So, what? So like what? Germany? Is that right? You're Hungary. Okay, I was close enough. Although maybe Germany's not the not what I should have called there. But yeah, okay, nice. I know my geography and my time zones. Yeah. Fun fact: I love watches, so time zones like world timers and whatnot. Those things fascinate me a ton. Yeah. So the more you know about me, I guess. But yeah. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. So yeah, I can let Trump just go for now. Yeah. Look at this. I mean, ALCH was like, all right, let's head down. Nope, let's flip up a little bit. Another test of the dynamic reactor. So really, we're just waiting 15 minutes for market to open. Uh, this does look like it has potential. If I'm being honest, right? A Bitcoin long, like a very tiny long to the FVG or maybe the order block, but only time will tell. And again, you can take any trade, but what separates a great trade from a meh trade or a gamble is having your confidence in your confluence. And I'm not confident in the confluence here, right? I'm trying to figure out the story that Bitcoin's trying to tell us. Because, you know, trading's really just like reading a book, right? There's just one story throughout all the time frames. There's one story. You can hyper fixate on a chapter that you like, and that could be a time frame that you like doing based on how you trade, but you got to look at the whole book and read it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I like being I like I like drawing analogies. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but a very effective way of sort of memorizing concepts, like economic concepts, was really just putting it in an analogy. In an analogy. Don't mumble the words. But yeah. Okay. Interesting. So, not ideal. Trump trade, that wasn't ideal, right? We don't want a close where we got rejected off the 618. Ideally, we want a close below the break of structure to really continue. But then again, I think I'm still up 200% on this, so we should be okay. Hey, Papa 4G kids, welcome to the show. I'm Langestrom, and yeah, if you have any coins you want me to look at, just let me know. We can have a look. But really, we're just waiting right now for market open because I have no clue what the market's trying to do. Also, potentially this ETH trade might play out. Huh. So, I'm thinking something like a retest of the break from the symmetrical triangle. Maybe like a rejection here at the 618, so something like this. Stop loss above. Is that a swing high? It's not. It's not really a swing high, is it? It's like something like this. But that's kind of insane now, is it? Again, we're aiming for 1 to 2. That's not even 1. So if we do a 1 to 2, kind of land on support right here. Not an official endorsement. Not an official endorsement. Just an idea. I'm not endorsing this just yet, so don't get trigger happy. I'm just giving out ideas. Uh, hey, welcome to the show. Sorry, your name's truncated. I really have to get a bigger monitor so that it doesn't truncate the names. But good morning to you if you're in the Western Hemisphere. Good evening if you're in the Eastern Hemisphere. I'm Langestrom. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the show. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Or any coins you want me to look at. We'd love to look at them because 10 minutes still market open, so things are moving pretty slow. Okay, off subject, but I ran across this at the end of last week after it happened. Where are you posting these? I post them in my pro analyst channel. So, if I just quickly stop streaming and Inception right here, right? Inception, like right here. So pro analyst Langstrom. I don't know why it's not appearing for some people. I think you might have to like click unlock signals again, because I was added retroactively. Yeah. But yeah. Alright, back to the charts. Thank you, DagaDT. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Oh, sorry, which one did you not see, Jay Brignac? The Ondo one should be in my channel. But for the live scalping session, well, I spoke to Alex and OC, and basically they said, you can delay your posting for the scalps on channel, in your channel a little bit. Obviously, that's not really intuitive because with scalping, you want to get the information as quickly as possible, but sometimes it happens. So yeah, looks like we're getting a bullish divergence and a signal to push upwards. So this might play out. It might play out. So what I'll do is I'll lower my stop loss a little bit just to get that nice 1 to 2 RR. Yeah, or actually what we can do is just raise our entry a little bit, right? Just to get a little bit more security. So yeah, still not an official endorsement until I see a bigger push. So actually, what does it look like on the 4-hour? Because that matters. Okay. Now I'm gonna test something, and there's this neat trick you can do, which is to invert your chart. Okay, it doesn't look like anything. I thought I was gonna be a genius and be like, oh, it looks like a flag, but it kind of doesn't look like a flag. Oh wait, no, wait, hold on. I might be onto something here. Wait, let me see if I'm onto something. Okay. Eh? Eh? That looks like a parallel channel, no? And again, our chart's inverted because it's easier for the mind to basically see descending rather than ascending. So if I do a thing like this and then do something like this, it says 2715. Oh, interesting. Okay, I like that because we do have an entry at around 2,900. So it says the measured move. I mean, obviously some people have different ways of doing a measured move. It could be this low, in which case, right, that lands us. No, it still lands us at about 277. Okay, I thought I was cooking there. but it does look interesting. I am compelled to maybe take a shirt. A short. Ager. Um, Actually, what is? It's the ceiling. The ceiling's up, but if you're outside, then I guess it's the sky. But basically, I've inverted the chart here on the 4 hour for ETH, and it's telling me, based on the measured move, that maybe we get the 2715. I saw like this parallel channel. Technically, it's ascending, right? Yeah, it's ascending, and so, that does look like we can short that. Okay, okay. I think I can put my name to the short. Let me just see if our entry is ideal. Right. Can we get a rejection off here? Okay, if I wanted to be extra ballistic about this, I could make this a swing, put our stop loss here, put our thing all the way down here. That's a 1 to 3. Oh, okay, we got the FVG violation. Okay, so let's see what it does. But I would pair. So, looks like we're shorting Ethereum potentially, right? Although with this move to the upside, I might short higher. Let's look at the 15 minutes real quick. Right. Yeah, no. I think we should probably enter our short higher, because look, we're lower extremity here in the 15 minutes. Yeah, we should enter higher. So, good place probably the POC, if I'm being honest. It also happens to be the most traded volume on the last candle. Maybe here. So 3,575, that would be a decent place to enter short. Your stop loss over your 15 minutes. Can we check Sol? Sure. Yeah, we can check Solana. Here. But yeah, I think this should be pretty decent. Decent short. So yeah, I will officially endorse this after we check Solana. Let's give it some time to simmer a little, see what's up. But yeah, so Solana, well, Solana looks like the opposite. Kind of makes me want to long Solana right now. Right, you have this very tight, almost choppy range down here on the 5 minutes, which translates to this disgusting, tiny baby candles on the 1 hour, right? With just complete volatility. You are Soul OG, bro? Oh, that's Tigger. Okay. I was so confused for a second. But yeah, we are bottoming out as well in the 1 hour. So the question is then, where do we enter? And we did get rejected from the 618 after getting the FVG. Interesting. Let's actually look at Solana on the higher time frame. So, unfortunately, I stopped looking at Solana when it went to 148 because I took profits on my short, which played out pretty well. I'll invert the chart again. So, for you guys, to invert your chart on TradingView, if you're on sort of your laptop or PC, if you're on Windows, it's just Alt-I, and then if it's on Mac, I believe it's just Control-I. So yeah, let's invert. And what I like, or why I like inverting my charts, is because it's easier to spot a descending channel than it is an ascending channel, at least for me. And so that's what I like to do. So let's pull out the parallel channel tool. Let's start here. Right? It's not that great a fit actually, but let's see. I mean, technically, let me remove some of these lines. I don't know why they're there. Technically, it looks like it could fit. That looks like it could fit. It sort of bounced on the range, right? And so if you put a trend line starting from where, like this point, and you do that, you got this is a bull flag, but because we inverted it, technically it's a bear flag. And you like place it right here. You've got a measured move to 124. Oh, and that happens to be your measured move on the 4-hour. Interesting. So let's lower that. Interesting. I didn't even know that it was printing that. So let me uninvert it again, Alt I, and welcome to the show. Frick. I really don't know why your names are truncated. I think that's a monitor problem. But yeah, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. I'm Langestrom, and if you have any coins you want me to check out, just let me know. And yeah, I'm really happy to have this live with you guys. So Solana does look like it's in an ascending channel here on the 4-hour, right? That's a good ascending channel if I do say so myself. So maybe I'm also looking for shorts on Solana. As you know, I am shorting Trump right now, although it's kind of not doing what I wanted to. But let's see if we get a rejection here at the 618, because we've basically just been in this range, right? And we do have this peak seeker, so that's not really inspiring confidence in my short at the moment. But that said, okay, let's look at it maybe from the 12-hour and see what we're doing. I know this is a scalping session, but so far it's looking like we may or may not have to look for maybe some swings. Actually, let's look back at ETH, but to answer Gur's question, Solana looks bearish. It looks kind of bullish on the short term, your 5 minutes to 1 hour, but as we went to the 4-hour, we saw that it was in an ascending channel, and our measured move on the 12-hour actually places us at a buy zone. So it's worth considering. We're still technically overall bearish, so I'd wait for maybe a little bit push more and then short Solana as a swing. But yeah, let me check the chat. Off subject, but I ran. Oh, so how I do it is I do cross margin, and I do only 1% of my portfolio. So yeah, you would be liquidated if you're doing isolated, as DagaDT said. But I do cross margin, and the reason I do cross margin is because it's all about psychology. So when you're doing isolated margin, you have to be, or generally speaking, if you want to reduce your risk, you have to use lower leverage. So we're talking like 3, 5, 6, just below 10x in general. And essentially what happens is those ROI numbers, they get to like 70, 100%. So psychologically, you're like, maybe we can push it a little further, right? So what I've found is that by doing cross margin and having your leverage basically go negative something percent, you're able to rationalize that as okay, I'm on cross margin, so it's fine. But when you see those high ROI numbers, for example, I'm up 200% on Trump, and I can show that, right? Let me pull out my phone. Yeah, leverage hurts, size kills. So actually, as you can see, I'm up 213% on Trump. To me, that means that even if I don't know if you can really see that well, but I'm up 213% on Trump. And so to me, that basically removes the emotion, because I've got the psychological satisfaction of seeing those high ROI numbers. Now, that's just how I trade. Some people will swear by isolated, as it basically protects your account completely. And there are risks with cross margin. I fully see that, because with cross margin, if you don't put a stop loss, you sleep, that could be wiped out. I've seen it happen, right? It happened to my friend. He made like 10K on when Trump was released, fell asleep on a trade on GOAT, and then woke up $0, like literally wiped out. So it's always important to use a stop loss, which is why when I give my signals, I have a right underneath the trade parameters. I say only use 1% of your portfolio, always use a stop loss. So it's really just a strategy, and of course, to each their own. If you want to use isolated, that's your prerogative. The calculator I made is based on my strategy, so if you maybe want to see an edit to isolated, I can probably do that as well. But yeah, so that's essentially my trading strategy. I probably forgot to place that in the video, but how I would maybe describe my strategy is a 1% high leverage cross margin strategy. Of course, with like chart prime fundamentals and whatnot. So yeah. Uh, well, it looks like Ethereum left us. Oh, oh no! Wait! No, no, please no. Let's see in the 5 minutes what happened. Oh, guys. Oh, this is sad. Guys, I don't know if you recall, but I was like, hey, let's put the entry right below the 618 on the 5 minutes, and then let's put our stop loss like right above the reactor here. And then look at that, just a wick, and now it's headed down. Well, uh, um, that's kind of sad. Had 10% emergency SL during October 10. You can decide yourself. I see. Oh, that's rough. But yeah, actually, DagaDT, I had some longs, like at very low entries, and I made sure those had stop losses. And because those stop losses only take a certain percentage of my account, I basically never needed the emergency stop. And for some of my trades, it literally says liquidation unlikely, because it can't get liquidated. So yeah. Uh, but yeah. So there are some pros and cons. Best to do your own research on what works for you. Uh, but yeah, and also look if your exchange can actually switch between the modes, because I know for a fact that some exchanges only stay isolated, some can switch between cross and isolated, and some specifically stay as cross. So yeah, yeah. That's disappointing. This could have been a great scalp. Unfortunate. That's really sad. So it looks like we're not scalping ETH anymore. Let's not chase any trades because we got that FEG soaked up. Let's look at Trump. Okay, rejected from the 618. That's what I like to see. And hopefully before the live ends tonight, we're closer to the 618 on the 4 hour. I need a stronger close, essentially. But yeah. Let's look at Alch. So, excuse me. I just had dinner. Excuse me. But yeah. Looks like it's facing resistance here at the 618. You could classify this as a double bottom. I wouldn't really call it that. But actually, yeah, market's open already. Okay. Interesting. So, rough. But let's look at the 30 minutes here, because I'm actually interested in maybe shorting Solana again, which is funny because I shorted it last week. Okay, so we bounce off the quantum reactor. We charted this on the 4 hour, this ascending channel, right on the measured move, and it happens to be the 12 hour. So what I possibly see is maybe a push to the upside, right? We can see that there was a last traded volume here on this long to about 164, right? that would test the dynamic reactor. My question then is, if I chart this, not an official call, if I chart this, trade it like this, where would I end up if I want a 1 to 2? $153. It's quite low, or it's quite high actually. Yeah, we can probably break all the way down to the target. That would be close to a 1 to 6. If I raise it, it's 5 to 1. Okay, let's keep the consecrated 5. Actually, we can raise it just a little bit, just so we've got a little bit more wiggle room. Actually, maybe 4 to 5. 1 to 4.5. I think that would be better for us. So that would put us at like 164.9, short at 172.31, take profit at 131. Yeah, I like this trade just because I do see us retesting, and it places us right above the premium 30 minutes resistance on the 4 hour as well. Right, and let's lift the entry just a little bit, just to account for that. So I like this entry. It also kind of places us smack dab on the median point of the ascending channel. So yeah, not a scalp. I should probably talk to OC about renaming the yeah. But yeah, I guess this is the first swing of the live scalping session. Ooh, swing. But yeah, yeah, I'd fully endorse this. So our rationale for entering here is we are bottoming out on the 30 minutes. We're retesting the reactors. When we go oversold, we want a push up, right? We want a push up, especially if we touch the FVG on the 4 hour. So what we're envisioning here is a touch of the FVG, a push back up, and then we head down to the measured move of the ascending channel on the 4 hour. Excuse me. So that's the idea. And again, this sort of aligns with my personal thesis that we're visiting 92, 93K on BTC as maybe a flash wick because of your Elliott waves, the FVG, the imbalance there, as well as the fact that the 1 week sort of looks like that. And for those who haven't seen that call yet, maybe I can shed some light. So here's essentially what I'm looking at. And welcome Bonnie to the show. Thankfully your name's not truncated, so I can formally welcome you. But yeah, I'm Langestrom, and right now we're looking at my macro projection for Bitcoin. So this uses of course your chart prime suite, as well as some mathematics on your Elliott wave theory. But essentially, right, we have this weekly FVG starting at around 92.5, 93K ish, and we can see that on the 1 week we are nearing the bottom extremity. We're not quite where we got our hidden bullish div, as well as our peak bottom or up reversal, and we got that here, and you can see how accurate that was, right? We got the peak bottom here, we pushed to the upside, literally made how many gains, or how much? Literally made a whopping 48% ish from our peak bottom signal right here. And right now we're going down, and as you can see, your Elliott wave theory says your 618 is at 94, and you have this delicious imbalance right here at around 93. Your weekly has a bearish div headed down. We want to get to a low bottom extremity, right? And if we do that, what we'll end up getting is, and sort of as a projection, is we've got essentially a higher low on price and then a lower low here on your oscillator, which ends up being a bullish divergence technically. So that will give us the both the divergence, the liquidity, the market psychology, uh, and maybe really trapping retailers into the bear market mindset, and we push up to all-time highs. That's my thesis personally, and it's backed up by our weekly FVG, your oscillator, your momentum, Elliott wave theory, and so that's what I'm seeing, right? And this projection is based on market cap, so more math. So just like to put that in every live, just so that everyone knows sort of the bias I'm guided by when I'm doing scalps and swings. Could I be wrong? Absolutely, I could be wrong. But so far, again, track record is proving that I'm winning more often than I'm losing. So I'd like to believe. A man can believe. So yeah. Okay, so I'd like to call a short on Solana at 165. Unfortunately, I don't think ETH is coming back. Actually, it might. It might. Because of that FVG on the 4R. So it might come back. But I'm not entirely confident with Ethereum at the moment because it sort of already left us. But we'll revisit that if it touches the FVG. See how it reacts. Let me remove this, and then let me call a swing here to short Solana. So as you guys can see, I think this chart's better. You have your stop loss 172, entry 165, 131.5. Let me properly place this into my channel so that the people who aren't in the live will also be able to see it. So boop 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 boop. I'm realizing that if anyone watches the recording, it's gonna be so funny because they'll just see in my what's this? In my bookmarks, like Honey Impact in YouTube, my Pokemon Showdown. Okay. But yeah, let me put this on crypto signals actually. So that's Solana USDT.p. Blowfin. Okay, and then let me clean up the chart a little just so it looks better for when we do signals. 165.01, 131.5, 172. Okay, so short position 165 point something like this, 172. Okay, let's lengthen this out. Okay, and then this goes all the way to the measured move at maybe 132.13. Right? Okay. So let me just take an image of this just so I've got something for the chat. Oopsie, didn't mean to close that, and we can go back to watching. So we're nearing that FVG on the 4-hour. I expect a little bounce off of it. Entry, retest, descending channel. Actually, maybe I should have drawn the ascending channel. Okay, all right. Let's draw the ascending channel. So again, for those who don't know how to invert the charts, it's Alt-I on TradingView if you're on Windows, and then it's Control-I on Mac. And then, of course, to get your channel, all you've got to do, parallel channel. How did I draw this? So something like this. And then extend it. Let me make this nicer, because I don't want like a first time's a charm thing. I want the basis to be nicer. Yeah. Okay. And then lower this a little bit. Perfect. Okay. And then trend line. Boop, 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 boop. From here, we just put it over here. Yeah. Okay. And then we just Alt-I. Yep. Looks good. Okay. And then download the image again. So yeah, at least this is the idea that we're coming up with here on thing. So let me boop, 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 boop. So short, it is currently 10:50 p.m. where I'm at. So if it's morning over there, it's good morning. This is Solana. Entry at 165. Stop loss at 172 or higher. If you guys want to place it higher, lower your risk to reward, right? You can place it above equilibrium at 176, or you can have more confidence and place it here above the order block. But I think actually, why don't we say 177? I feel like 177 is okay, right? Just a little bit more wiggle room for our move, since we're aiming for 132 anyways. This is going to be a long swing. So 176 looks good. So 176. Oh, that is 176 or higher. Okay. Your first TP. Let me do some retracing. Right, so I'll base it off of this move, right? See if we're correct. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, yeah, maybe we should lower this. Okay, 2.5, that's fine. So we're aiming for 135.56. That's our final take profit. 135.6. And then our first take profit is probably going to be, okay, first take profit, I could be here at 158 because it's your 618, but you could also do here at 146.8. Or, let's take the middle ground, just go for 153. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. Let me remove my fib. Let me see if anyone's chatting. Sol looks bullish like that, like VDC. It's just inverted. 950 North Carolina. Interesting. Nice. Also haven't been there. Would love to. Honestly, would you love to just go like on a road trip across the states? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks bullish. That looks very bullish, DAGADT. Absolutely bullish right there. Okay, where was I? Let me continue typing. See, it's a little takes a while. Okay, wait. I need to calculate my recommended leverage. What am I doing? Okay. Let's see here. So we are looking at 165 and stop loss at 176. Recommended leverage is 37. I'm not gonna make you guys do 37 unless you want to. So I'll put 30, a safe number. So when I give signals, I lower the leverage a little bit so that you guys don't, or at least if there's any drawdown, right? I can't control how much of your portfolio or how much of your portfolio is put there. So by logic, just rounding down is how I do it, so that in case someone decides to maybe put 2-3% of their portfolio in that trade, because the leverage is a little lower than what my strategy is saying, it basically tries to even out the losses a bit. So yeah, so Sol on the LTFs look like they want to push up to entry. Sol on the LTS entry. 4H is in an ascending channel with a projected measured move to 130-ish via the Market Dynamics Pro. And then what are other confluences? 4-hour, 4H is an ascending channel. Let's also see if our 12H agrees with us. That is also a buy zone on the 12-hour, 12H. 12H. Let's look at the 1 week. Okay, yeah. I mean, 12H aligns with the 1 week move to the downside. So you guys can see that on the 1 week, Solana market dumps. Obviously, that's your market oracle or your prophecy. So take it with a grain of salt, but it is nice to get that confidence, right? And weirdly enough, we're also on the POC on the 1 week. And I do think that because we are technically in a descending channel as charted here, we can push higher, but we need a little bit more downside, in my opinion. So let me just add the image, data D, Sol, right? All right, it's already 10:56, so just 10:57, and then let's just do @crypto signal. So yeah. All right, you guys saw it first. Nice. Okay, let's go back to the 4-hour and put on. Don't mind the names of my templates. I just like naming them. But yeah, let's see if there's anything in chat that I missed. But yeah, I hope that was easy to follow and you guys were able to sort of see the logic in my trade, or at least where I'm forecasting the trade to go. Note that I made use of our Chart Prime Oscillator Pro Plus, your MVP ribbon, your Market Dynamics Pro projection, as well as just some traditional charting techniques. So, of course, while we have the edge because we've got the Chart Prime suite, it's always important to also know how to do like price action analysis, trend lines. Use everything in your repertoire and know which tools to use. It's like being a carpenter, right? You don't pull a saw on everything. Sometimes you need a hammer. Sometimes you need a screwdriver. You're not going to saw through everything. And while Chart Prime is a very, very good saw, sometimes you need to supplement it with other tools. And that's not to detract from the accuracy. I mean, we all know how accurate it is. That's why we're all here, right? But that's just to say that to be a very effective trader, you need the edge in tools, but you also need the edge in your knowledge, and that's why we're all here. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about any coins or scalps or swings or maybe indicators you want to know, just let me know and we can explore them together. So yeah. All right. So market's kind of slow today, actually. Let's look at Trump again. Not fun. oh, Trump. But yeah, let me just. Actually, no, I have an alert right here. So far it's looking good. Yeah, if you guys were able to follow on the Trump trade, you can react or put it in the chat. But yeah, I don't know why I keep trading Trump recently. Like when I've been looking prior to joining the team, right, or being a pro analyst for Chart Prime, I never touched Trump, and then the moment I joined, suddenly I'm trading Trump. It's weird, very weird. But yeah, nothing we can do about that. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin again. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Imagine if we shorted that. Yeah. Wouldn't want that. We could have longed that actually. Well, it is what it is. Look at Ethereum. Yep, I want the push on entry to the push to entry, please. Oh wait, I forgot to even put my order. Hold on, I need to put my order for Solana. Yeah. The funny part about charting sometimes is that you forget to even put your own signal, but cannot forget, of course. Limit order 165. Oh wait, what did my thing tell me? 164.91 because of, yeah, me too. Okay, so GPSO short. No, I don't want 20x. I want 30. All right. Sorry. Okay, 40. Okay. Okay, advance short stop loss at 176. Take profit at, where did I chart my take profit for Solana? 131.5. Okay, let's confirm that, and putting our order for 164. Yep. Okay. All right, so I'm shorting Solana with you guys. All right, so welcome to the show, Fahad, and Don't Chase. I'm assuming the rest is trading. Sorry, it's truncated on my end, but yeah, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. And actually, all of a sudden, I kind of want to look at ADA. Just a quick peek at what ADA's doing. Okay, so 5 minutes, 1 hour. Okay. I think we can maybe scalp short ADA. Let's see here. Because if the 5 minutes continues to push up and we got that cross on the MVP ribbon. Okay, your POC moved here, right? Maybe we can enter here, and then we can stop loss. Where do we put it? Of course, if we want to be brave, we put it all the way up here, right? Or like above here, if we're trying to be very safe, but I don't know if that works for us. What would this look like? Yeah, no. Kind of don't like the odds for that. Okay, hold up. 5 minutes will push to the upside. Maybe it's either gonna get stopped by this resistance, or it goes to the FVG, or it just completely leaves us in the dust and it falls. But the 1 hour tells us it's gonna head up. So I'm going to make, it's not even a gamble, right? It's just here. Stop loss above resistance on the 1 hour. Something like this. A little bit higher than the 618 because we can easily wick. Yeah, okay, this looks better. Now, not an official endorsement. Just give me a sec. The reason I wanted to look at ADA all of a sudden was because if we look here, right? And for those who just entered the show, I realized that this area right here is a pain zone. And technically, we revisited the pain zone. And for those who don't know what pain zones are, it's basically an area in which the market ranged for quite a while, and then suddenly it went one way. So you can see how we went up, down, up, down, up, down here, and then we just went down. So people who spot bought here or even longed are now in drawdown, and they're waiting for price to revisit this area. So you can see that when we came up to the pain zone, and this is a perfect example, we rejected, right? And what I'm sort of suspecting here is, okay, no, the measured move gave us a nice entry. Okay, boop, boop. Let me delete this quickly. Okay. So what I was trying to say about pain zones is that when we get to the pain zone and we get rejected, that basically means that it's going to want to retest the pain zone. But notice that here on the 1 hour, we're sort of forming what could be a head and shoulders. And now, typically people will tell you, oh, you want a perfect head and shoulders. I disagree. I'd actually prefer a head and shoulders that's maybe shaped like an ascending channel, because essentially now you've got it on an incline and it's more likely to drop, whereas if you have it leveled, right, it can find some support because it broke its neckline, which was perfectly horizontal. That's geometry, and that's just from my observation. There's probably not a lot of science in that. Maybe there is, I'm not too sure, but at least that's what I've been able to observe. So we did get a projection here on the 5 minutes, and again we were struggling to find a projection, or where to put our entry. And now I'm more confident that we can essentially put our stop loss above the pain zone, right, above these lower highs, and short from the premium POC, which is also the premium on the 5 minutes. So this might take a while before we get to entry, but I do have confidence in this trade. So I guess that's the second trade we're taking, unless we just completely flat out die on the 5 minutes, which I hope not. Actually, let's look at Solana. It's not really pushing to entry, is it? But the candle beforehand closed very bullish. Both these candles did. So if we get another bullish candle here, we can push to entry. Let's look at Trump, which is the call I made. I want this to die. But if we close like this, I might have to close I might have to call the Trump trade to like close early, because of the fact that we got a bullish candle close and how the 4R reacts to that. But we can worry about that later. So yeah, I think I can give my official endorsement for ADA, like a short here at 0.6. Maybe we can lower it a bit to here at the support, the resistance line, rather than the measure move, and that would give us a risk to reward of 2.82. So yeah, I think that's pretty solid actually. And then we close here at the FVG. You can push all the way down to the order block if you want. Like that is a possibility, but I guess when I provide the signal, I'll say close at the FVG. So yeah, let's fix this up. Same process. So pen this down. If you've got paper, if you've got a phone, pen it down. 0.6 entry on ADA. 0.56 take profit, and 0.6194 stop loss. You guys got that? You can also take a picture. And yeah, let me just chart this real quick. So yeah, boop, 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 boop. SDT.P. Let's go to Blowfin. Perfect. Bearish div. And we want the 1 hour. Let's clean up the charts a little bit, just so it's easier on the eyes when we give the signal out. Let's short position right here. 0.6 entry. Oh, sorry, that's my alarm. Oh, 0.6, something like this. What did I put as the 0.6194? And then we go 0.56 TP. Okay, just like this. Okay, that looks good. So again, technically not a scalp, it's more of a swing, which it's kind of funny because this is a live scalping session, but right now the market looks a little bit treacherous. We could have longed this, but I mean, look what would have happened, right? I kind of not in the mood to, not in the mood is not the right word, or at least it's not the right phrase. It's more like it looks like the market's out to get the scalping trading style. It's looking more to maybe get, or it's looking kinder to swings at the moment. So I do apologize if you guys came here for scalping, and the only calls I'm giving are swings. It's just because of the market conditions and what I'm seeing. But I think on some of our other lives, it's mostly scalping, barely any swings. But yeah, oh, welcome Nabber. I think this is the first time I've seen you at the show. Welcome. My name's Langestrom, and yeah, if you have any coins you want me to look at, any feedback you want to give, I do appreciate that. And yeah, thanks for dropping by. So it looks like, oh wait, crypto signals. Yeah, so again, let's go over the plan. Here for learning. Thank you. But yeah, well, I'm happy to teach and share some of my insight and strategy. So this is what I'm essentially looking at for ADA. And again, let's go over why we're trying to enter here. Oh, bearish diff. Anyways, so on the 5 minutes, we see a measured move to 0.606. We want to enter at the sell zone right here because it's very possible that we push to the upside based on the 1 hour. That will give us a higher probability entry, right? Our stop loss is above the premium zone, your 618, as well as basically the upper portion of your pain zone right here. And so we will most likely see another rejection from that pain zone as the market goes overbought from this move. Ideally, it should go overbought. If it doesn't, that sucks. But ideally, it should go overbought from a move to the upside, right? And based on our fundamental analysis earlier, we saw that there were a little bit less longs than there were shorts. And so what I'm seeing is we want more longs to pile in and decimate them when we drop to 93K because of our overall thesis here. And you can see that we got a bearish candle, big wick to the top side. It genuinely looks like a recipe to engulf the wick and really head down. Is it possible that we stop at 98? Absolutely, it's possible, right? Possible we stop at 98 and my thesis is invalidated. We got to cancel the trade. But again, momentum seems like we want to push a little bit more down. We're going to wait maybe like 1 or 2 more weeks before we get to the FVG. All right. Okay. So I should probably signal this already. But yeah, so this is the idea, and I officially endorse this idea. So we are ready. Obviously, a natural consequence of doing this is perhaps you can long, right, from here, but I wouldn't know where your stop loss is. Although we could probably explore that, right? Maybe take a long scalp. So given that you got your bearish div, bearish reversal triangle, you could probably long, if you want to long to entry, that's possible as a scalp. So I would probably place my entry here a little lower, here at a traded volume, stop loss right here. Oh, this is gonna be. Oh, why does it keep moving? Stop. Stop it. Okay, there we go. Oh. Okay, patience. No emotions when trading. Okay, there. Okay, I'm gonna stop touching it already. Okay, there we go. So you can do something like this, which gives you a 1 to 5.6 risk to reward, entry at 0.574. It is possible. You guys can do that. Now that is a scalp, right? Because it's based on the 5-minute chart with your stop loss here below the discount, and your 1 hour does say you want to head up, so it's possible. I don't know if I'll take that trade. So this isn't an official endorsement, although it kind of would take this trade actually and then short it. But then again, they'd have a different leverage setting, so that might affect our. Well, that would affect its profitability based on my strategy. But anyways, yeah. I would enter here. Now you can enter market price, so if you enter market price, it would be like here, right? You could enter there, stop loss below the lower low of the wick, right? Again, you could long market price and then short it on the way down. But again, not an official endorsement, but the short is an official endorsement. So let me chart in the short. So yeah, again, for the long, let me hide this for a quick sec so it's easier to see. So for your long, your entry is going to be at 0.5778. So this is the scalp long. Take profit at 0.6. Stop loss at 0.5696. So that would be market price. I would recommend 5751, but if you want to enter market price, that's it. And if you want to maybe wait, your entry would be 575. Stop loss at 0.5696. Very tight stop loss. Take profit at 0.6. So not official endorsement, but it is a long idea based on our entry to the short. So let me go ahead and type this in for the calls, right? Let's see if I still got. Yep, thank goodness. Okay, it is 11:17 p.m. where I'm at, so I don't know what time it is for you guys, but hopefully you guys are having a wonderful morning, wonderful evening, wherever you might be. And yeah, thank you for being here with me. Do appreciate the company, and again, I'd love interaction. So if you guys have any questions, anything you want to ask, just let me know. Yeah, I'd really love to interact with you guys. 0.56, 0. Stop loss at 0.612. Yeah, 0.612. First take profit. Okay, let's actually do some fib retracing. There we go. So let's base it off. I think this move's okay. Okay, yeah. 0.5845. 0.5845. Final take profit at 0.5656. Recommended leverage. Okay, recommended leverage is okay, 0.6, 0.612. Okay, it's quite a big leverage actually. Yeah, I'll round it to the nearest 100. I can't believe it's 100x leverage. I don't know if some exchanges will allow that. So just apparently the recommended is 122 based on entry and stop loss, which I find insane. It's at 122x. So if your exchange can let you get to that level or get 100x lev, then you can do that. But yeah, I'll just keep it 100x when I do the swing call. But essentially, analysis 1H, ribbon twist on the CPO plus with bottoming bars and momentum shift on the MVP ribbon will push us to entry. Entry. LTFs 1H and 1 week. Let's actually double check, right? Imagine if I gave the signal and did not do my due diligence. All right, I think 12H might even go oversold or overbought rather at this point. Check 4 hour. Could be a head and shoulders. 4H bearish div. Yeah, could be a shoulder. Let's get the 1 day. 1 day looks like it wants to push up, but heavy money outflow. Excuse me. So it could ignore it. And notice how we don't even have bottoming bars on the 1 day. So if we go up here to the momentum, we might get rejected, go back down, right? And then let's look at the 1 week. Yeah, Cardano still wants to go down. So yeah, I see that as yeah, look, it's kind of bearish on the 1 week actually. So I see it as a push down. So yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the 1H, put this back. Plus indication. All right. Crypto. So signal. Then okay, let me just add the image so that everyone else can see. And there we go. Our second call, which is a short on ADA, and technically not officially endorsed long here on ADA's 5 minutes, if you guys want to take that. So yeah, let's see what else is in chat. Oh yeah, thank you for being here, Naber. Really appreciate it. So we've essentially gotten 2 calls already. Yeah, we've essentially gotten 2 calls. Technically, there's one that I can't officially endorse. If you want to take that, I can't endorse it fully because I'm not sure if it drops a little more, if it violates the stop loss, and then goes up to our entry. But essentially, that's what I'm looking at, and I hope that sort of going through the logic, or at least the way I analyzed and maybe did the decision for the calls, was able to just maybe inform your way of trading, your strategy. So yeah, if you have any questions or things you want to ask me about sort of my methodology, just let me know. And yeah, welcome. Oh, Cybergirl left. I was about to welcome someone new. But yeah, just let me know, guys. Okay. Let's see what we're looking at. I mean, 35 minutes. I don't want Trump to close like that. If it closes like that, I'm gonna have to call it quits on my Trump short, and we head up higher. Although I think it'll be a pretty decent run by then. I mean, how much am I still up on Trump? Okay, so I'm still up. Oh no. Okay, I'm still up 200% on Trump. So far pretty good. Um, but if we get this 4R close like this with a long wick to the downside, it's not a good look. That's for sure. Yeah, and that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 20 hours of trading on Trump. Could seem a bit more downside, right? Because we haven't even tested, but I don't want a close like that. I want a nice firm close below the line here. But yeah. Anyways, how are we doing? TechWatch, JBrignac, Dagger DT, how are we doing? Ooh, thankfully it's not so cold anymore. I found the sort of the secret, because for those who go to any of the other lives or the previous ones, I'd always get really cold and chilly. Apparently, all I needed was a hoodie. So, yeah, I'm good. Only got Forex short open. Euro now. I see. Euro USD. Actually, I kind of want to check that. Let's look at Euro USD. Obviously, I don't trade Forex personally, but of course, the way you look at them is fairly similar. Do you? Oh, not crypto. Just Techmill. Do you do ICE Techmill? All good. You're sure 100x leverage? Yeah. Yeah. It's funny, but okay. TechWatch, what I do is like I do cross margin and not isolated. So if you do isolated, yes, you will die with 100x leverage. But I probably should clarify that I'm doing a cross margin. So I'll modify the template a little bit just so that it says I use cross margin so that it makes sense. And yeah, when I look at my exchange, it can't even let me do 100x margin, 100x leverage. I know some exchanges do, so yeah, 75x. Yeah, yeah. Or if you do 1% of your portfolio with 100x leverage, as long as you're still doing the calculations properly with your stop loss, you can basically ensure that you're only losing X percentage of your portfolio in a trade. Right. I see. Okay, 1.15. Yeah, let's just look at tick mill. I see. So you're shorting it. I see. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I see your idea. Yeah. Because 4R could be going over bot anytime soon. Maybe like a retest of the symmetrical triangle. Push back down to the measured move. Does it align with here? Yeah, perfect. So 1.16 looks like a place that it could reverse, right? Because it could like touch the dynamic reactor, and we've seen that the interaction there, like it does pierce through it, but fail, pierce again, fail, and then I bet that it's exhausted its move a little bit, so it's gonna pierce. It's gonna try fail again, and it's about here as well. So retest symmetrical triangle, and then possibly fail again, break down to like 1.13, and your take profits at 1.12. Okay, nice. Yeah, I see the logic there. Yeah, although I'd place like an alert at 1.14. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me log my thing for ADA. Now, there's a possibility these trades get canceled because they don't go to entry. I want to make that clear that just because we sort of extrapolated or forecasted that trade, it doesn't mean that it's going there. But I did the same thing with the Trump trade, the one I called recently that's up 200%. And essentially it's doing the same thing, right? So with trading, sometimes you got to cancel some trades, and of course I'll update which trades you should probably cancel because it's not going to get there. But overall, yeah. We don't know what the future holds, and so we can only forecast based on technical analysis, mathematics, liquidity, on what might happen. So, big possibility I just don't, this trade doesn't go through, but at the very least, right? At the very least, it's there, and I went through my logic, my rationale, as well as like the confluences I want to see for taking the trade. 0.56. Okay, so yeah, okay. And then open short. Nice. So I'm up 230% on Trump, which means that it's moving the way I want it to. So I want it to close below this white line right here and kind of invalidate the peak seeker a little bit. Yeah, so far market's moving sort of in the short favor. Let's see if the ADA long. Yeah, see, exactly right there. That's why I couldn't endorse the ADA long. I mean, look, we're already 50% drawdown, right? And let's see, it could literally get stopped like right in front of us. And again, the reason again for why I couldn't endorse it was because I'm not sure if our stop loss was too tight, if we're going to basically just wick down, get some liquidity, go up. I didn't know. And we didn't even see that the momentum was sort of phasing through the fluid zero line. But it's very possible that when we sort of end the session in 28 minutes, this completely just stop losses us. And that's why I couldn't give my full endorsement for it. So yeah, it's also nice to build that not only intuition, but maybe the rationale to not take a trade. Like, yes, something might look good and something might make the most logical sense or is of logical consequence to what you want, but you don't know how it's going to get to a certain projection. And you could low leverage trade that, be like very little in drawdown just so you can make the most of the move. But it's possible that in these times that it just doesn't happen and now you're in massive drawdown. So having that ability to say, I'm not taking this trade, that's also a very important skill as a trader. But yeah. Welcome to the show. Sorry, your name's truncated, but I really like your profile picture. It's the one with the bubble gum. So yeah. Welcome to the show. I'm Langestrom. If you have any questions or any coins you want me to look at, just let me know and we can have a look. But yeah, again, not a trade I wanted to endorse, and it looks like that sort of logic, rationale, intuition's paying dividends at the moment. And kind of looks like we got a canceled move. I don't know if that's a good thing. It might not be. If this 1 hour transitions red again, that's a little bit rough. That means that we gotta cancel our ADA entry. How about Solana? I mean, it's possible Solana just breaks from here and falls down, right? Or it bounces up to our entry. But I'm confident Solana can probably get to our entry. Yeah, I'm confident we can probably bounce from here. Yeah. All right. Let's have a look. Let's see who else is in the show. Oh, is this Blackcoin? Sorry, your name's truncated, but correct me if I'm wrong. You're Blackcoin, right? So welcome to the show. It's been a while. How have you been? And I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We still got 26 minutes on the show. Let's try to make this count. as much as possible. Um, let's see. Oh, I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys trade US stocks? Because I'm kind of interested in longing MSTR here. So this one is technically logical consequence, right? Because MSTR MicroStrategy holds a lot of Bitcoin, so its price action generally follows what Bitcoin does. And if the thesis holds that Bitcoin drops to 93k, as my thesis, or basically my whole idea presents itself, MSCR is likely going to drop. And there's this FVG here on the 1 week, will be massively oversold by then. And if Bitcoin rallies and all the crypto coins rally, then MSTR rallies, because it's basically a BTC with a lower market cap. And so, I don't know. Do you guys trade US stocks? Do you want me to post this in the channel? I'd like to get your inputs. The 6 foot short king. How are you? I'm good. Yeah, I mean, there was a super typhoon that passed by, but thankfully, our local mountain range really broke the eye of the storm, but it decimated the provinces down south. But yeah, safe and sound. Actually, I messaged Alex and an OC guy that I might not be able to do this live if anything sort of happened, right? Because infrastructure issues, Wi-Fi issues, and whatnot. So really thankful that I'm able to do this live for you guys, and that sort of everything's okay on my end. Because I love doing the lives with you guys and interacting. Love the Chart Prime community. Yeah, you see. Oh, nice. Yeah, I do have a Dyson air purifier. So, actually, the reason I have one is because I have a skin condition, and so I'm very sensitive to allergens, and my dermatologist was like, you need to get some sort of purifier, and so Dyson, and I like it because it has very good strength. I know it's not a fan per se, but it's really strong. And yeah, if you guys just want nice quality air, get a Dyson. It smells good too. Like the air it spews out has a certain smell, and it smells good. It's weird. It's not like your normal air, but when you smell it, you're like, huh, it's kind of good. Yeah, and it looks cool. It does look cool as fuck. Yeah, it's cool as fuck. Remote controlled and everything too. I mean, it looks like it's straight out of Spaceship. So, yeah. But yeah. All right. So, okay. Nice. Yeah. So far, things are sort of stale. There's not really some crazy moves. Bitcoin, yeah. So earlier I was like, oh, maybe we could long this because descending channels usually break to the top side, but here we are. Bitcoin's falling. Woohoo! Great. Let's actually take a look at what our liquidation map looks like right now, because whenever Bitcoin goes a certain way, it's always nice to look at how the exchange liquidation map changes. So when we started this live, right, we had 1.65 billion longs, 1.84 billion shorts. Now let's refresh, and you can see it changes. And now we have more shorts at 2.3, as well as 1.1 billion longs, and we're in this area where we're getting those leveraged traders, right? Hyperliquid. Let's actually refresh this a bit. Okay, so notice how there's a ton of liquidation here at 111, right? So what I'm seeing, right, 1 day, 7 day, 7 day, there's more longs, and the huge cluster right here. There's also a huge cluster here, but we're closer to the longs, so I see us pushing to the downside. But once we get to this cluster, we're gonna go back down as longs pile in. 30 day, very similar story. A lot of people are going really heavy with the liquidations, and we just have to play with that volatility. But on our 1 day, we see that we are going to to maybe go down all the way to maybe 102 and then go up, right? But I don't see us pushing or breaking any all-time highs anytime soon, because I think we're going to go range bound. We're just going to slowly chop, go to 93k based on your Elliott wave, your 1 week CPO plus on Bitcoin, your 1 week MVP ribbon on Bitcoin, and then we can sort of go off to the races from there. So let's look at the RSI heat map again as it moves. So again, BTC, ETH, really not giving us anything. Really not giving us anything whatsoever. So let's go back to the charts and see what's happening. So Bitcoin is making sort of a bit of a recovery, because on the 5 minutes you've got your bottoming bars, you're losing bearish trend strength as well. So we might see a little push to the upside, just to get a little bit of the late shorts, and then head back down. Let's look at Trump. It's stuck there. ADA. Oh, I mean, if you longed ADA, again, not officially endorsed, but if you longed ADA, technically you'd just be in drawdown. You're not stopped out. Let's see. Let's get Ethereum. So Ethereum is now testing the 618 on the 4 hour. Let's see how it does. Looks like it's gonna break it actually. So again, ascending channel on Ethereum. Oh, and we were just like, oh yeah, Solana, look at this, bullish candle, we're gonna go to the top. Ooh, and then no, you just fall, just straight up engulf it, and we fall. But yeah, looks like we also got a ascending channel here on Solana. Measured move to 131. Technically, you could enter market price, but just note that I stay true to the idea that our stop loss should be at around 172 if you want to enter a short on Solana. Right, so Trump is now testing POC. Again, we did get to this price earlier, but we rejected heavily. And so I want a nice close right here below 8.1, and then take profit at 8, stop loss to break even. We're happy, and then we can consider maybe closing fully at 7, but I put 6.6, I think, or 6.3. I kind of forget why this chart's a little longer than normal, but anyways, whatever I placed in the channel is what your final take profit is. Let's look at Ethereum again. Solana, again, not giving us much love at the moment, so definitely not enough longs, or in terms of price, right? But Trump, if you join that short, giving us a ton of love. We're up how much? Oh, come on. Yeah, we're up 235% on the Trump short. So yeah, looking good so far. Honestly, at 235%, maybe you could put your stop loss to break even, but I'll stand true to the 8 here. Yeah. Okay, so we still have 17 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, anything you want to talk about, maybe like market psychology, just let me know. I can probably give some inputs on it. And we'll have the show again tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. EST. Yeah, gotta know my time zone acronyms. So yeah. Okay. Let's look at ADA. Okay, no, I really think that the non-endorsed, again, not endorsed long is gonna fail. And maybe I should... How do I bring back the hidden thing? But this is the endorsed short. Anyways, welcome to the show. Sorry, your names are truncated. I really have to get a bigger monitor so that this doesn't happen. But welcome to the show. Person with the bunny profile picture with cool sunglasses. It's nice to have you here. Welcome to the show, Cassin Bandera. Great to have you here as well. Thank you for joining me. I'm Langestrom, and if you have any questions or coins you want me to look at, just let me know. So, so far we've announced two shorts, which is the Solana short as well as the ADA short. They're not okay. This is not the right chart for the ADA short. This is the right short. Right chart for the ADA short. Okay, yeah. Um, I do think we are gonna get a push to entry. Of course, it's possible we don't. In that case, we'd have to cancel the trades that we called today, which would suck. But essentially, we're just waiting for maybe a little bit more upside so that we essentially get to the entry, because this looks like a high confluence zone. You have an FVG here in the 4 hour. You're basically testing the median. Our stop loss is above the ascending channel and resistance, and we're taking profit at the measured move projection, which also happens to be the measured move if you use your candlesticks. Say, for ETH, not entirely sure if I want to short that. I could, right? But we do have an entry at around 2,900, which is the FVG on the 1 week somewhere. I can't listen. Oh, can you guys hear me by any chance? Am I audible? Or have okay. 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 All right. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you Daga DT, Black Coin, T Sugar. Appreciate it. Right click mute. Maybe. Just say it's you, not me. Oh no, not like that. Oh dear. Wait, doesn't that normally go? It's me, not you. Not it's you, not wait. No, isn't it? Oh, imagine if you were the problem in the relationship, and then you go, it's you, not me. Terrible. Okay. But yeah, so Trump's kind of stuck. It's not moving. Okay. Yep. Glad I didn't endorse that long. That looks terrible. Solana. I swear, if Solana reaches the bottom of this channel, doesn't bounce, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh real hard, and probably not crash out, but I'll just laugh. I'll just laugh real hard if that happens. TP for Trump short. So my first take profit and SL to BE is at $8. But right now it's I forget why. I think I did it based on fib retracement, but I am up. Let's see, how much am I up? I'm up. Oh, come on, load. Come on, you got this. But I am up like 240% on the Trump short right now. So might be a good time, but obviously I want to see if we can close below the 618 on the 4 hour. That would be fantastic. Yeah. So final take profit, I projected it around 6.6. You could do 7. I just did 6.6 because I think there's an FVG there. Is it the one way? Is it the 1 day? Let's have a look. Yeah, there's a FVG here at around 6.7, 6.6, and that's where I want to go, because you can see that technically this is a terribly drawn descending channel. But it's kind of accurate. I hate to say it, but like if you get a parallel channel and then you just copy it, just go boop 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 boop, then yeah, you technically have a descending channel right there on the 1 day. But essentially, it sort of got rejected here at the higher bound or the upper boundary. Why is my candles not changing back color? What? Oh, did I delete my? Oh. Did I delete my candles? I hope not. There we go. So yeah, essentially we got rejected from the upper bound and from the sell zone, and so I think it's gonna retest the FVG. Hence the, yeah. Let me just unlock this. I don't know why I placed it there, but yeah, about here. Ta-da! So yeah. How many X leverage? I suggested 20 on the call, but I did 25 because that's what my calculator said. All right, no problem. Let's look at Zek. I know Zek had a ton of moves last week. I'm kind of not sure what it's doing right now. Um, okay, no, it's still going strong. Okay, no, this is the one day. Okay, maybe okay. No, it's not going strong anymore. Double top, nice McDonald's. Gotta love the pa pa da pa pa. Actually, I don't know. Is that the theme song in McDonald's at the U.S.? Is it still pa pa da pa pa? Is that the chime? At least here it is. I forget if it's the same. Yeah. But anyways, let's look at Zek. So Zek 4R 30 minutes kind of tells you to long, right? Because you've got green on your CPO plus, you've got bullish momentum. Granted, still kind of bearish, hasn't crossed your fluid zero line. But on your 4 hour, you've got a bullish reversal triangle. You got bottoming bars. So kind of telling you to long, right? But because of this double top, I kind of don't trust that at the moment. How about long-term short? Okay, long-term short. Let's look at 12 hour, and then let's bump up to 1 hour. Yeah, I mean, I see a long-term short, right? Even on the 1 hour, we've got a projection to about 255. That said, what I would do right now is basically wait for or set an alert at around 520, right? Set an alert here at 520. See how it reacts to the 618, right? Because your 1 hour says it wants to go up, and you are getting a bearish cross. Because I basically make my quantum and dynamic reactor your moving averages instead of regular moving averages, because I find the feature that it can confirm a trend, and it can confirm trends and whatnot to be more useful than a moving average. So I put my quantum reactor to slow, and the dynamic reactor just naturally faster. So I would wait to see what it does at 520, which is around the 618, which is around your previous day low as well. So wait for it to come back, test or check what it does at the 618, which is also the 1 hour, 12 hour. And then if it rejects on the 1 hour, that's your time to take a short. So assuming all things go well, right, I would probably take a short like right here. Things go well, above the reactors. Um, you could also do above the swing high if you want to, but of course that lowers your RR. So just above the reactors, I think is safe. And then short it all the way down to the measured move, or just a little bit above it, because you've got your reactors already. And yeah, that's how I see it playing out. And note that your 12-hour fluid zero line's all the way to the top here, so it's very easy for it to break down, but you've got bottoming bars. So it's possible, and we've tried to break down from it. One, two. Third is sort of lucky, but it's not that strong. So it's possible it just goes back up, right? All right. BNB. Okay, let's look at BNB. I've actually never traded BNB, so I don't know what to expect. And oh, Trump just crossed 8.2. This is why you set alerts, guys, so that you don't have to look at the charts every time. Just remember, if it reaches this price, it's interesting. If it doesn't, don't need to look. BNB. Uh. Huh. So BNB is sort of a different story. I think BNB follows more like BTC, Ethereum, Solana. So I see us pushing down to the downside and then going back up, rather than Zex, we push to the upside then go down, at least long term. So we got this range top, kind of like a Head and Shoulders, dump, pump, got rejected, dump, and now we're essentially in between the reactors. And I hate this place because your quantum reactor says you're bullish, your dynamic reactor says you're bearish, and so kind of hard to take a trade. Granted, you do have your bullish reversal, bullish divergence, so you could be bullish, but here on the 12-hour it paints a better picture. You got rejected off your dynamic reactor, and you sort of want to head down, right? So I see, so you basically filled 80% of that wick from this is October 10, right? Yeah, October 10. Okay, so I could possibly see a long entry for BNB, maybe around either your discount zone or over here, right? I don't think we're gonna break past the wick. Now with Bitcoin, the wick wasn't that great, and so, or wasn't that deep, and we literally broke past the wick already. Whereas in a lot of altcoins, even like say SUI, we didn't break past the wick yet. So something like here, maybe, right? Very tight stop loss. Or not tight stop. That's not a tight stop loss. That's a very large stop loss, right? Maybe a long term, or maybe spot buy long would be interesting. So something like this on BNB, but it's kind of difficult to tell at the moment. I might even just wait for it to go to the discount zone. So right now I'd place an alert here at 920, here at 888 or 888, and then here at the discount. Just wait and see what it does, pretty much. There are topping signals. Downtrend is not confirmed yet. Yeah. Oh, interesting. I love your indicators, Daga. Damn. They're really colorful. I like them. What's the top one you're using? Is that... That's not CPO plus, is it? Okay. Anyways. What's this? Let's look back again at the Trump short. It's one of the things I'm most proud of this week so far. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint me. Right. Alright, so on the 12-hour we got a reversal triangle right here. We're retesting that 618. Let's go back to the 4-hour. 4-hour, and then let's put this back in the 30 minutes. Yeah, so ideally a close below the 618 is nice. If we close above it, technically, so long as it's strong, I'd still like to keep it, right? And if we can break past the dynamic reactor, that would be fantastic on the Trump. But I don't know, there's 2 minutes left on the show, 2 minutes before candle closes, so we'll see. Strong conviction will be if you post Zek short. I don't know. I'd very much like to keep my job though, so I kind of want to give very, very confident signals. Yeah. Yeah, so far looking good. What's the 618 technically? It's 8.22. So if we close like 8.1 or 21, 8.2 exact, that would be fantastic on the Trump short. Let's look back to ADA. I feel like it's dead. Oh, it's not dead. Interesting. Oh wow, bullish div with a peak bottom. Still, I don't know if I can endorse that. Yeah. All right, come on, 8.2. Come on, you got this, Trump. You got this. 20 seconds. All right, I'm gonna do my best Trump impression so that it closes below it. So, what would he say about his coin dropping? Um, the Trump coin, best coin ever. It's not going to drop below $5. Trust me when I say that the Trump coin, best coin ever. Better than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is for the treasury. Trump coin is for winners, like me. So, fuck. Okay. Anyways, all right. So I guess that marks the end of the show. Thank you guys for joining me. Um, but it looks like my Trump impression really stuck, huh? I mean, it closed below exactly what I wanted to do. So I guess next time when we look at this tomorrow, I should do another Trump impression. I'll be prepared, and maybe it will fall to where I want it to go. Have you seen? Oh yeah, no, I've seen him. I've seen him. Yeah, he's like, um, yeah, he speaks in English. Wait, I can probably do a Trump impression speaking in Mandarin. 你好，我叫陈友楚，你是外国人，我觉得美国很漂亮。Yeah, I do know how to speak Mandarin, guys. So, uh, yeah. So yeah, he speaks in English, but I just did it in Mandarin. So, I'm better. Don't quote me on that. All right, thank you guys so much. Wonderful audience. Again, thank you, Jaybergnac, T Sugar, Black Coin, Tech Watch, Navar. For those who are truncated, I'm sorry, I can't thank you properly. Thank you. We are all in. Go something. Hugh Hector, Daga DT, Papa 4G Kids, Kason Bandara. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll keep you guys posted on the trades. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much for dropping by. And we have another show tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. EST. So if you guys want to get more laughs, get more knowledge, join me while I trade. Yeah, I'd love for you guys to drop by. So again, thank you. All right, see you everyone. Bye.